In January of 1776, Thomas Paine published a pamphlet titled Common Sense. In his pamphlet, Paine writes, "Society in every state is a blessing, but government, even in its best state, is but a necessary evil. In its worst state, an intolerable one." Welcome to the State of the Union 2016. I'm Scott Paradis. Thomas Paine's words still ring true. I'm speaking to you to share a perspective you will not hear offered by the President of the United States during his State of the Union address. You see, the powers that be, our elected servants, believe they have things under control just the way they want it. I don't believe they do. In my last two State of the Union videos, one in 2014 and one in 2015, I offered specific measures for wresting our government from those moneyed special interests feverishly concentrating wealth in the hands of the few at the expense of the many. But rather than catalog the litany of ominous symptoms, this year I focus on the key, the fundamental issue: money. Whoever controls the money controls the fate of the nation. And we have ceded control of money to politicians, financiers, and bankers, exactly the people least capable of managing trust. We don't need money to survive and thrive, but we definitely need what money here in the United States has come to represent. Most people don't understand what money is or what markets are about. Just know this: money in all its forms has a 100% failure rate. No money system has ever endured. Money in these United States is debt. We are piling debt upon debt upon debt, building a house of cards as fast as we can. We want it now. The future is not our concern. The federal debt is about $19 trillion. State and local government debt is over $3 trillion. Credit card debt is near $1 trillion. Student loan debt is approaching $1.5 trillion. All personal debt nearly matches our public debt. Non-financial corporations owe about $20 trillion. And when we get to financial organizations, we start talking about really big numbers. Our most prevalent and popular form of money is debt. We will pay someday. What this means is that as long as the system lasts, as long as the music keeps playing, we are committing ourselves, leveraging our future and future generations. We are selling our talents, energy, and effort to those holding the debt, to those people calling the shots. We are sheep being herded, maybe not to slaughter, but to perpetual servitude. But as I said, no form of money has lasted. Every form of money has failed. Our debt system will too. It's just a matter of time. The greatest challenge we as a nation face is the moral hazard of complacency. We must act. We must prepare now for what comes after debt. If we don't do something now, we, all of us, will endure catastrophic consequences. Debt as our primary form of money is a recipe for ruin. To maintain our union, to spark progress, we must solve our debt problem. Debt is the sorry state of our union. Now, one of the biggest contributing factors to our debt problem is government. By any definition, government is broke, and we must do something about it. Government in a free society has three purposes: ensure the integrity of the state, national security, set the rules by which free and responsible members of society agree to abide, and enforce those rules. Government these days has devolved well beyond these functions. Everything government does advantages some and disadvantages others, benefits some, impinges on others, gives to some and takes from others. Taking is now government's primary function. Unfortunately, beneficiaries are few while productive people pay the price. To recognize our conundrum, look at the three largest sectors of our economy, the engine of a supposedly free market nation. Government represents over a third of our economy. As I mentioned, government in this country is fully entrenched in the business of taking from the many to give to the few. Healthcare comprises nearly 20% of our economy. Are we so riddled with disease that $1 in $5 must go to treating our illnesses? And finance, an industry that is supposed to facilitate free enterprise, itself commands nearly 20% of our economy. It seems the foxes are running the henhouse. If you think an election is going to change things, think again. Even if we could muster the courage to support a candidate who knows what must be done, he or she could do nothing without millions of us standing up for change. How likely is that to happen? Time is running out. We must act to reclaim our government of the people, by the people, for the people. The time to act is now. Things only get worse from here. Once again, a sentiment applying to our circumstances from Thomas Paine. A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right and raises at first a formidable outcry in defense of custom. But the tumult soon subsides. Time makes more converts than reason, and so it is with this call for change. We always have a choice. We must choose, and we must choose to change course now. We must turn about and bear the weight freedom demands. We must cease to cower and submit to a system stripping opportunity, prosperity, and hope from those who dream of something better. The United States of America is headed in the wrong direction. Any vote for the status quo is a pledge to halt this grand experiment in self-rule and liberty. Those who would have you carry on as is always resort to fear. There is always a fire sale on fear. Don't buy it. Government can't protect us. I ask you now to engage in the most difficult of all human endeavors. Think. Think about what government is meant for. Think about what you want out of life. Think about the opportunities we are denying future generations. Don't be persuaded by political rhetoric of ease and comfort, and don't be dissuaded by the harbingers of fear. This is your country. It is your life. By living life to the fullest, we can make this country great again. If you believe it's time for significant change, share this video. Engage in the conversation and act. Act for real change, not superficial political change. Change won't be easy. Freedom comes with responsibility. It's not supposed to be easy. Know this, the greatest joy is on the other side of challenge. God bless you, and may God bless these United States of America.